Hi, welcome to 5 Minutes of Torah with the BI Rabbi. I'm Rabbi Adam Stein. I've been thinking a lot about jazz recently. The past few days, it's a type of music I used to enjoy a lot. I still do, but when I was a teenager, young adult, I read Miles Davis's autobiography. I learned a lot about it and some of the greats. I went to some clubs and concerts when I was a teenager, a young adult, and it's. I even saw Dizzy Gillespie before he passed away. That was pretty amazing. But I think it's really a unique art form in so many ways. There's this special aspect to jazz that it takes a true collaboration from a variety of people on stage or in a group. You have the bass player, piano, guitar maybe, trumpet, sax, all sorts of other instruments, and all those people playing those instruments have to be in sync in time and rhythm and be able to not have too much of an ego because they need to hand off the spotlight to different people at different times and know when to improvise, know when to go back to the main melody line, and really be in sync in so many ways. And if they can't do that, everything can fall apart. Now, the sense of collaboration that I just described, I think can be applied to organizations as well, not just musical groups. And a synagogue is a great example. The professional and the lay leadership in a shul need to have many of those same qualities and abilities to sync with each other. And that's the other reason I've been thinking about jazz. This coming Sunday, not this coming Sunday in a few days, but the one after that, about 10 days from now, we're honoring our executive director from the past 15 years until he retired maybe 7 or 8 months ago, Shannon Etkin. He was an executive director who led this place through an amazing time of change. And Shannon actually loves jazz, and that's why we're doing this for him. We have an amazing jazz singer. She's only 15 years old, Maya Ray, and she's probably one of the best jazz vocalists, certainly one of the best young jazz vocalists out there. But it's not just because Shannon loves jazz. It's that this place has that sense about it, that in the years leading up to the building of this amazing building with the sanctuary that I'm in right now, we created this place due to the lay committees and committee chairs and professional staff and all the other lay leaders like the presidents during those times, and rabbis, other clergy, but led by our great big band leader, Shannon Etkin. So I hope you'll come and support him and help us honor him. I want to mention one more event before I touch on the Torah portion and wrap up. We have a great speaker coming. It's Friday morning now when I'm recording this, so tomorrow morning, maybe about this time, around 10:45 at the earliest, maybe 11:15. We're going to have a speaker up here during the time that Rabbi Infeld and I would usually give a sermon. Menachem ben Sasson. He is the chancellor of Hebrew University, a university where Rabbi Blumen, Rabbi Infeld, and I all spent a year. And he's an expert in the field of Bible and manuscripts, and he's going to be speaking about the Aleppo Codex. A codex is an ancient form of a book before books as we know it existed, and this is the oldest and most complete and most accurate text of the Hebrew Bible, and it has an amazing story as to how it was found and how it moved from place to place, and he'll be here to tell us about it. So what I want to tell you briefly about the Torah portion, Parsha Emor, that we read tomorrow morning, is it's one of those times when it speaks of something that's hard for our modern and sensitive ears to hear. It goes through all sorts of ways in which a priest is disqualified from being a priest. Physical deformities, ways in which a priest might be handicapped or disabled. All these things, not the fault of the priest, but things that disqualify him from serving in the most central form of worship that we had for the first half of our history as a people. And it's difficult to read because this is this priest's vocation, and he can't do it because maybe he has a limb that is cut off for too long or too short or some sort of other disability. Fast forward to the late 1900s and the early 2000s and up to now, and we have ramps for access on our bima, we have elevators, we have spaces downstairs in our parkade. We have all sorts of things. We have a Jewish Disabilities Inclusion Awareness Month. This is part of February, the broader one, but the Jewish one's been going on for 10 years now. Our Jewish community in Vancouver was very involved in this. There was an amazing evening at the JCC, and there's so much more awareness. So what I want to just say about this is that I think sometimes we have to understand that our ancestors didn't realize what we know now about our fellow human beings with disabilities, with different abilities. And so my prayer for us today is that throughout the Jewish world and the whole world, that we soon realize that everyone is made in the image of God and that all deserve a chance to connect to religion, to music, to community, and to fellow human beings. Amen.